Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crossdress Radio Network. I'm your host, Jennifer Sometimes, and we're having a wonderful show this evening with one of our special guests here. I want to tell everyone that we are the voice of cross-dressing, and I, Jennifer, approve your cross-dressing. Yes, it's approved by me, so go ahead and do it. We're brought to you by the Breast Form Store, the awesome people in the Breast Form Store, and we've had Eden from them on with us a number of times. Wealth of information. It's always a pleasure having them on, and they will take care of you big time. No two ways about that. And when you get a chance, go down to the lower right-hand corner down here and hit that little subscribe square down there, little red thing, and subscribe with us. And guess what? We have our first anniversary month is August, and so we're going to start it this month. And we've got all kinds of wonderful prizes and things that we're going to give away, especially to new subscribers. If you're a new subscriber, subscribe on the button down there. You get a chance to win things like Victoria's Secret's gift cards. We have gift cards from, this is Sephora. And what's really cool about their gift card in here, which is a really pretty looking gift card, if you can see it, it's really cute. And it comes in a little packet that's got a mirror on it. So you can then use it, once you use your gift card, you can put your business cards and other things inside of it. It's really a nifty little deal. And Sally's Beauty Soap Supply, we have gift cards from them. And they're all over the U.S., Canada, around the world. And I just dropped some more on the floor. Oops. Those people into iTunes, we've got some iTunes cards. We'll be giving those out. I went by Denny's restaurant, and I asked them, because I wanted a national, international type restaurant that I know that people can go to and cash them in. And so we've got Denny's restaurant cash cards. And they said, not a problem. If you're dressed coming into their restaurant, they're going to be treated just like the woman you are. And that is just wonderful for us. In addition to all that, we have gift cards that are coming in. I don't have them yet, but they're on the way, in the mail, as they say, to the Breast Form Store, On Femme Style, and Glamour Boutique. And also, we're going to give away about a dozen of one of the best books you could ever read in your life. And that is Living with Cross-Dressing with Savannah Hawk. I've read the books, and I'll tell you right now, they are awesome. You've got to read the book. Let your loved ones read the book, because it's going to clear up a lot of mystery for them about you, and you'll really get a chance to get it straight for yourself. It's wonderful. It is the new Bible. This is modern, up-to-date, hugely researched. This is awesome. So like I said, subscribe. We always like subscribers. And you subscribe, you're automatically in the drawings. We already have over $1,000 worth of gift cards. And there's more coming in. So I'd like to get to one special shout out, and that's to Wenda Ray. Wenda, you were so kind in your words to us at Crossdress Radio Network and our show Free to Be She. And let me just say that all of us here are sending our prayers your way, that things work out for you and your loved ones. So, Wenda, you're with us tonight, and we have also with us Julie Rubenstein.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. She's also donating something special to us. We're going to talk about that this evening. And we'll start off by, Julie, tell the audience what you're contributing to our first year anniversary.
Well, I am contributing two things. One is a 1-hour style consultation with me. We'll go through everything in terms of your feminine presentation, as well as a lucky winner of a single page of the lookbook, so you can kind of really understand the process and get to know me and my partner Kate a lot better.
Well, that's really wonderful, because now you're really getting into getting things right for yourself in life, and you got one-on-one. I mean, that's just so awesome. I mean, these gifts are great, because we're picking out gifts from here and there that are good for you. And you've got one-on-one with Julie. These are all things that you could win. And all of you out there, you're winners. A lot of us think, oh my gosh, I got to hide and this and that. That's that part. The thing is, we're building up your confidence to step out there and also resolve your personal issues. That's what this show is all about, to helping you step out and be part of the world in the light of the world and not live half a life, a full life. And Julie's been right there with us all along. I can't say enough about her. She's been totally friggin' awesome about all this. Fox and Hanger.
Yes.
Okay. Fox and Hanger. So don't forget, go there. You know. Now, just to start with, how did you, as a cis woman, and for those who don't know, basically you're a straight, naturally born female, get involved with cross-dressers and trans and helping people to put together their feminine self?
That's a really great question, and actually something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, because I didn't have a parent who was a cross-dresser or trans. I didn't have anyone in my direct circle that had that kind of scenario in their life and that kind of focus. So as soon as I found out that there was a need for this, I jumped right in, and it seemed like such a natural fit for me. And now that I think back to my childhood, I'm really able to understand why I have empathy and compassion for the community. And that's because I was shy as a child, very shy. I was a redhead, so I immediately felt like an other. I was different. I had trouble taking up space. I had a lot of shame growing up. So all of the pain I experienced as a child, now it has directly helped me empathize and feel tremendous compassion in terms of people who just struggle to take up space in this world. I struggle with that. So there seems to be a natural connection between the pain I experienced as a child and working with cross-dressers and transgender. And I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't. And it all makes sense now why I experienced what I did, and it was worth it.
Yeah. So, now you're in this business of Fox and Hanger, and I understand you have a business partner, an associate. How does that work out for the two of you in your business? Do you work together in parallel, in sequence? How does this work?
Yeah. So do we have a picture? A picture of Kate and I? So Kate and I met in college, and she is in charge of the product, of the actual lookbook. So she's kind of the behind the scenes person, where I'm the one who's getting to connect with the individuals and really work with them on a psychological level, spiritual level, physical level. But Kate and I are best friends. And I think the synergy just created this perfect blend between her skill set and mine. And I get super attached to the clients I work with, and all the information and all the time spent that on Kate's end, she gets attached, deeply attached. So the two of us we're a dynamic duo, and I can't say I'm so thankful for her. But I'm really in charge of the process, getting to know someone, getting to know their story, listening, holding them in the deepest and utmost place of respect. And I'm the one who looks at their body in terms of proportions, and I go online, I hunt for clothes that will be in the lookbook. So then I pass it on to Kate, and then Kate's really in charge of creating, the actual lookbook.
Okay.
So it's joyful. It's a joyful partnership.
Yeah, it seems like you have walked, in essence, a similar kind of a walk that a lot of cross-dressers have.
In what way?
Trying to find their way through their younger years and feeling like they don't fit in, something isn't right. And, your red hair obviously stands out.
Yes.
And I mean, it's beautiful. I love redheads.
This is a dye job. P.S. It's a dye job. As soon as I appreciated it, okay? As soon as it turned, like I appreciate the red hair and I owned it, it turned like a dark auburn. And When I got into college, I hit the box like every other week. Like I go professional. So like it was red and I didn't like it, but as soon as I owned it, I mean, value what you have, right? So, but yes, I'm a redhead, true and true in the beginning.
Yeah, I would think that holds true for a lot of us when we own ourselves as a crossdresser. I'd like to ask Elizabeth what she thinks about this.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on tonight again, Jennifer. Well, you were talking about how Kate produces the lookbook. And Julie, I noticed that you guys put out lookbooks on your Instagram at Fox and Hanger and MTF Style. And I'm kind of curious, like how, because obviously then you're sharing what that person is, they're paying for you. So you're giving us a glimpse into what they've paid for. And, you know, you don't keep it all secret. So it's pretty like kind of out there what you're doing for this client. How much of this are we really seeing in that Instagram post and how much are we not seeing?
Well, I get the individual's permission to post. And what you're not seeing is the final product. That is, you know, the 5 pages, the 10 pages. You're not seeing the emotional connection that the crossdresser or the trans woman, however you want to name it, the person I'm working with, there's a deep connection. And when I go out and I hunt for clothes, there is this psychic thing that comes from getting to know someone on a deep level that Kate isn't a part of, but she is very much attached, very much part of the process. I run the Instagram, the social media channels, so I have a blast with it. Every time we do a lookbook, there's a moment, a little moment to share a glimpse. But some people say, you know, this is just, I don't want to share, it's very personal, but most of the time people are just so excited to see that style map and their authentic style honored and out. Because the work I do, I work with people who are in the shadows of darkness. I work with people who are deeply living in the closet, deeply shamed, deeply hiding in the dark, and feel a lot of emotional baggage about this. Mm-hmm. What's amazing about the lookbook is from the moment there's that connection and there's that trust, I work really hard to make them feel safe and honored and turn on that light bulb and say, let's look at this, let's look at your beauty, and call them by their female name. And they feel calm and they feel a sense of, okay, I can trust this person. So as we go on the journey and I create a Pinterest board, they get to see what's out there for them, what's possible, regardless of their current situation. And it's a really powerful experience that I can't compare it to anything. And I feel so grateful. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. I think when people see your Instagram, I don't think it does what you do justice. So I want people to understand that it's so much more than that, because if anybody ever takes the opportunity to see your reviews, I think those speak much more volume to what you do, because it really, you know, you see this glimpse of this page, which now I understand is just one sliver of the bigger package that you're sending them, that it's really more of a journey that you are going on with them, of this self-discovery of what kind of woman they want to represent. And absolutely. So, and I think that's really important, because people might see, you know, the naughty maid outfit, and that was their fantasy part. But that's not the whole idea. It's just part of the personality of who that person is. And so I wanted everybody to
thank you so much, because it makes it hard to market it in a way that you normally would if you were starting a business.
Sure.
I'm so thankful for this station, because I'm able to reach the audience. I'm able to reach you, and I just feel so lucky, because I don't want to push this. This is a very deep healing experience. There's a lot of there's an opening. It could be the springboard for your transition. And it has been. It could be a map that will help you define who you are. Because for so long, there's this tape in their head that said, this is shameful, this is wrong, close the door. And our work together isn't like that. And so the fact that there's a place out there where they can open up and be themselves and work on their feminine mode, or, put the male mode to the side for a minute and just really be honored in this way, it's so healing, because they're used to hiding. They're used to feeling tremendous shame around it. And I hate saying it in a way that covers everyone. I don't know everyone's experience, but it tends to be a ongoing theme of like, thank you. So at the end of the day, it's not about the clothes. It's about someone who held me in respect, someone who sees me, and a place that I know I can always reach out to and feel respected.
Yeah, so it's very much for any man that likes to dress in women's clothing. And so it's, I've seen your clients that are transgendered and they didn't know how to become the woman they wanted to be. And then I also have seen that you have helped men that are married and their partner didn't want to be involved, or men that are married and their partner didn't know how to help. I mean, you've really helped a range of different kinds of clients. So who do you think is your average client? If you could say there is an average client, because it does have quite a range, but what's the age range? What, percentage, how many are trans, how many are cross-dressers? What do you think?
I'd say at this point it's 50-50 trans versus cross-dressers. Because of my work with Savannah and because of my showing myself here, maybe it might look like I only work with cross-dressers. But that's not the case. It's very much a 50-50 split. I'd say the youngest client we've had was 21. Mm-hmm. And then it goes up to about mid-70s. Mm-hmm. So it really is a range. We just had someone who was 25, and now we have someone who is 51. So it's very individual. It's very personalized. And every time I try to be like, okay, I'm going to get organized here, right? I'm going to put great shoes. So all this, it kind of gets knocked down because this business is so personal. It's personal. Now there are cuts and information about shapewear and all the stuff that comes from trying to feminize the male form, mm-hmm. the male body.
Sure.
But it is so individualized what people are looking for. And so every lookbook is totally different. It's totally personalized. And I just feel so lucky every day that I get to be a part of their story in some way, and that Kate does as well.
Mm-hmm.
What I find interesting, you had me thinking about something here. And whether it's a trans person or a cross-dresser, for many of us, this comes having this sense of need to dress and try to project the feminine side. We have no guides with us, unless someone's with maybe an older sister or something that's willing to help. But for the most part, we don't have a guide. So what happens is that we see things on TV, or we walk down a mall and we say, oh, that's a pretty purse. I really like that purse or something. Yeah, that's an individual item. But we don't know how to make these individual items come together so that it works in a presentation. We don't have that knowledge. We don't, and you're bringing that. You're filling in the blanks. And you're saying, okay, you like this, and then we start realizing that, yeah, I really like that, but that's more a fantasy. I think when I really get out in public, I think I really want to be this way,
Right.
And I kind of sense that through my own experiences.
Certainly. It's all about their intention, and it's knowing, I'm a certified image consultant, so it's understanding cuts, it's understanding the body and what fits, and knowing certain style tricks. For example, if you want to draw attention away from the upper body and minimize, broad shoulders, you want to put a pattern, something on the bottom. A wrap top really looks complementary to feminize the form because it draws the attention here, and it's often quite flattering to the figure. A peplum top, it creates, for the male body type that goes all the way down, it creates some curve. So it's all about creating the illusion of a feminine silhouette, and that involves understanding their fit, understanding the outside of them, so understanding hair, skin tone, eye color, but their proportions. So do they hold more in their midsection? Do they have a flat tushy? Do they have, whatever it is? Do they have chest hair that comes up to here? Whatever it is taken into consideration. And then we consider their authentic style, what we know from this process, what they are drawn to, what their intention is. When it comes to working with transgender individuals, the intention is a little bit different than cross-dressers, but it's the same emotional connection. It's a very, there might be more specifics. I'm looking for an outfit to go to court and change my name. I am looking for 5 outfits as a stepping stone for my transition, for me to come out to my family.
Someone threw them in a basket.
And then at the cross-dresser side, I'm looking.
No, it's all right.
I'm looking
They were
for the
wrinkled
same
as soon as they
things
came
in
out of the
order of
dryer.
being seen, being heard, being respected. But I think until you come out of the closet, which there's a lot more protection, and there's a lot more groups and all this for transgender individuals than cross-dressers. So I think it's really important for cross-dressing individuals to really
do it first.
Benefit.
I gotta wash that carpet
from that individual attention. But it's the same kind of model: being seen, being heard, building confidence, and really understanding how to feminize that male frame.
Yeah. Now, someone calls, you've never seen them before. You can feel the fear, or you can hear and perceive the fear and the trepidation in their voice, trembling, when they first talk to you. And then how does it proceed through the process of time to getting the lookbook and on the other side? Do you see a change in their attitude, in their self, in their self-respect for that much?
Sure. And some of the interactions I have are only through email, some of it through messaging. I have a kind of ear that can sense tone with writing, which I'm not always right, but I was talking to an individual on the phone that was quivering, so afraid. And as soon as they started a cross-dresser, as soon as they started to talk about Gabby, I heard a shift in their voice on the phone. I heard a calm take over this kind of anxious, fast-speaking way. And I commented on it, and I said, wow, when you start to talk about Gabby, you calmed down a bit. You relaxed, and that was kind of a moment of realization. And then what usually follows after the initial phone conversation is a quick video chat, which they're able to present for me, not always, but most of the time, as their female self, and just much calmer, they build that established connection with the phone call, but just being able to sit across from someone, whether it be in video, that's our only option, right? They feel calm, seen, heard, and often that connection and feeling safe, it needs to start in the beginning, right? But what's miraculous about the lookbook is going on the journey from that initial conversation on the phone, on video, to building a Pinterest board together, to receiving the lookbook. It's all kind of a build-up. And then you receive this present at the end. But it's not about the clothes. It's about the entire experience up until that point.
Okay. I find that very, very interesting. I think we'd like to get a little commercial in for the breast form store. But first, I would like to go over again the what we're doing here on our first year anniversary. We've got all these, I got all these gift cards. I mean, my gosh, it goes on and on and on with, Victoria's Secrets and you just name it. And we got a lot more.
Beauty.
What's that?
Isn't there Sally's Beauty in there?
Oh yeah, right here.
I love
That's
Sally's.
one of them. We're good. Yeah. And they're all over the place. So, and you're totally welcome to go into these places. I made sure that you're safe in all these places. Like I've said many, many times, all you have to do is just be nice and enjoy your feminine self. You don't have to pass. But if you're nice, it makes it so much easier. I mean, I don't pass. Not at all. And I use my regular voice. And when I get deep into my feminine self, it softens, but it's still male. People like nice people. Don't you like nice people?
I do.
Turn about. See that? I know that Elizabeth will come to you in a moment, but I wanted to get this little commercial with the breast form store. I just love the breast form store. They have been so awesome and so helpful to our culture. So, Melissa?
The Breast Form Store proudly provides breast prosthetics,
I don't
wigs, makeup,
see anything
transformational
going
clothing,
on.
accessories for cross-dressers and transgendered women. Everything we
So
do
I
is
got a
conducted
feeling
in a
Melissa
private,
has
secure,
flown
and
the
discreet
coop for a
manner. We have
moment.
been dedicated to our communities since
So we'll go
1993,
ahead here
and we only
with,
offer the highest
Elizabeth.
quality products at the lowest prices.
I'd like
And we
to hear
test
your
all
take
products
on
to
this.
ensure
This
their
is,
durability, function, and quality. We tailor
very
everything to
emotional
your
and very
specific
deep
needs.
to a lot
Our
of people.
Certified fitters are here to help you get the perfect fit every
Well,
time.
actually, we
And
had a
our goal is to
question
help
on
you look and
Facebook
feel
that I
confident
wanted
and
to say.
beautiful.
Diane
Visit
Jane,
us
who is a
at
regular listener of ours.
thebreastformstore.com.
So hi, Diane. I really
Hi.
appreciate you. So does it help a person come out or provide them with a virtual reality which may keep them hidden? Your service.
Well, I don't think so, and that hasn't been my experience. The lookbook provides a style map, and the person when they get this virtual lookbook, they're able to then put the wheels in motion. Whether they get the clothes or not, I mean, I had a client that just went out and found for the first time, pumped gas, bought a sub sandwich and just rocked it and emailed me. And I was so proud. So these lookbooks, in my experience, it moves people forward. It doesn't back them into the closet. It actually creates intention, movement. And most of the people that sign up for this lookbook and book it, it's not always, they don't really know. They know that they want it, they know that they need it, but they don't know what it is. So at the end, when they receive it, it honestly gives them the confidence to move forward. We do makeup as well as shapewear. So we do step-by-step instructions on how to apply makeup, and it's transformative.
I can see where, in essence, it's giving people permission.
Yes.
You're helping to give them permission. It's okay. This is what you put on. And this is going to match with that. And this is going to flow from here to there. And you'll see results this way than if you go to hodgepodge and try to, like I did for years, try to sneak something here and sneak something there. And I think a lot of guys out there, we're fearful. If I went into a lingerie department somewhere to buy something for my wife, I had no problem out walking out. I want this, that, whatever, and I'll look at some things. Okay, buy it. But if I walk in there to buy it for me, I would be shaking all over. And it's like, look at that guy over there. The difference is astounding. But you're giving a roadmap. You're giving the sense that they could peacefully go in with themselves, and they won't have nearly the trepidation, the worry, the concern about going in and buying these things, because they already know pretty much what'll work and what they want. And you can still say, I'm buying it for a girlfriend, a present, whatever. We all do it. And a lot of the salespeople kind of go along with us because they think they pretty much know what we're doing, but it's okay because everyone cares. Your salespeople there care about you, and they know that you're having a hard time with this, and they would like to help you with that because there's so many wonderful people in this world. And they're there because they care about people. Yeah.
And
So, okay, I was just going to go real quick back to Melissa because I guess there was a technical something that I created. So, Melissa, you've got it.
The Breast Form Store proudly provides breast prosthetics, wigs, makeup, transformational clothing, and accessories for cross-dressers and transgendered women. Everything we do is conducted in a private, secure, and discreet manner. We have been dedicated to our community since 1993, and we only offer the highest quality products at the lowest prices. And we test all products to ensure their durability, function, and quality. We tailor everything to your specific needs. Our certified fitters are here to help you get the perfect fit every time, and our goal is to help you look and feel confident and beautiful. Visit us at thebreastformstore.com.
And we are back. Hi, everybody. It's Melissa. I've been referred to, so I'm showing up. I am a fox, but not part of Fox and Hanger.
Ooh.
And I have a question for Julie.
Yes.
Actually, I have a couple of questions. First of all, thanks for coming on tonight and for letting me ask you these questions. But
Pleasure.
Julie, do you have any mental health training? Because I feel like this is a psychology class at the same time as you're teaching someone to dress, you're also teaching them to be themselves. Did you take any classes or anything that help you to, to deal with the different personality types and such?
Well, I think it helps that I've been seeing the same therapist for like 11 years, and I processed a lot of stuff, and I'm very much someone who by nature is very empathetic. I have a lot of empathy. But no, I haven't taken any. I mean, this really is like the work I do is kind of like a life coach in terms of a life coach.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, is that you are more of a life coach, and a lot of people have to go through training to do that. But you take your own life experiences and your own therapy, and you seem to be able to administer it to whatever personality comes along, and coax out their true self, which is, that's a feat. It really is. Do you feel that you are honestly the best person that you could be at this point in your life?
For sure. And when you were speaking, I just kind of thought about like when you're in alignment with a career or a path that is so you, suddenly something comes from you. I don't know if you found this with radio, but you just know what to do. You know what to say. You know how to listen, when to listen. There's almost like this inner guidance that just is guiding me. And I'm not saying I get it right all the time. I think the part that forms this trust is the fact that I'm human. If someone says I'm super nervous, I say, well, I'm kind of nervous too. That's just my nature. I'm really real. And no matter how much success Fox and Hanger will bring me, I never want to lose that individual connection and that ability to counsel someone through this process.
Okay, one last question along these same lines. Have you ever found yourself in person? I know with COVID-19, we've moved to a more virtual setting, and we can discuss that at a different point. But have you found that you and the person that you're working with have had any emotional breakthrough where all of a sudden it's just tears and tissues for 20 minutes and then it's wine and craziness and let's move on with life? Have you ever had that where you just cried with your people when you're doing the lookbook?
It's more the feedback they give us. So once we leave the stage where we establish that initial connection, it's often through emails. And Kate and I speak of this all the time, is when we get that feedback, when we get that validation, it makes it all worth it. Once you go through this process, it's not like I'm like, peace, bye, have a nice life.
Right. No, there's a connection, right?
There's connection and people stay connected. And this client that said they went out for a sub, this is someone I saw back in January. I get to be that proud parent that's kind of like, you did, I'm so, like a Jewish mother, oh my God, and just feel the highs. Definitely feel the lows, but feel the highs with them. And it's life-changing.
It'd have to be. And I think that anyone that gets deep down and finds themselves at foxandhanger.com, talking to you and your partner, Julie and Kate, and getting this, this lookbook started. And that's such a leap right out of the gate. That is so strong. And for you to be there, not only compassionate, but empathetic, and to really know how to deal, what to put them in, how to take a man's body and help make it look more feminine. I mean, it's just, wow. I mean, there's not.
Thank you.
See, there are people I've met who I have to explain when someone comes up to you and asks you a question. I'm one of those people, and I think, Elizabeth, you probably are too. You're walking around one of these grocery stores or a department store, and for whatever reason, no matter how different you look, they think you work there. Okay? Does that happen to you? It happens to me all the time. It's something I do. Somehow I carry myself. But if someone has the courage to ask me, do you know where the canned vegetables are? I'm going to go and do my damnedest just to help them find it. Why? Because I'm not the kind of person who's going, I don't work here. Because that person took a lot to come to me and take it's like a guy asking for directions. When it happens, you try not to fall over. And then you answer the question as best as you can because you know it took a lot to get there. So everyone that takes advantage, truly, of the lookbook and what Fox and Hanger has, I mean, I got to tell you guys, I'm proud of you. Make that next step. Make that next step if you're thinking about it, if you're out there watching us tonight. Just do it. You know you want to.
Just do it.
That's a great segue, Melissa, to our next comment from a listener. So Sabrina and Holly. Sabrina is the cross-dresser, and Holly is the wife of Sabrina. And Sabrina just came out to the world on Facebook and told everybody that she's a cross-dresser. Okay. And so Sabrina asks, how does your approach change when you work, Julie, with someone who is just beginning versus someone who has already been dressing for a little while and has some clothes and goes out and stuff like that? So how would you treat these two different people?
Every client comes with a different story. They come with a different personality type. They come with a different set of needs. Often when someone's new to this, they need a little more help, a little more coaching. But I think it feels like almost the same, depending on where you are. I mean, it just feels like everyone's coming to this place, Fox and Hanger. It's a totally new experience. They've never done anything like this before, but something inside them led them to say, okay, I want to know more. I don't know what this is, but I want to know more. And that's so there is a kind of orientation process that's very, very much new, which can be compared to someone who just started out. Often with people who have been cross-dressing for more than a minute, they already have ideas about what they like, what they're drawn to, whether I feel it's appropriate or not for their intention. If their intention is to go out to an event and they show me, they pin things on Pinterest that are really too short, or there's both pros and cons to being a cross-dresser for a while and being new at it. Some people who have done it for a while are very locked into a certain type of style, which I try to take a few cues from that, and then we, through this process, find stuff that is a little more appropriate. Mm-hmm. I hope I answered. I know I added to that, but I hope that I answered the question.
No, I think that addresses Sabrina's question. And just for our listeners, if you have not watched the show with Sabrina and Holly, we had them on the show, and Sabrina talks about how she wrote her post on Facebook to the world. So they talked personally to some of their closest friends and family, but then just got it out there because Sabrina wanted to be open. So if you haven't seen that show, please take the time to watch it, because that might help you on your journey of coming out of the closet. It's a great one.
And their Instagram is the cross-dressing couple, right? Is that their, what's their Instagram?
I don't think that Sabrina and Holly have any social media.
Okay.
No. Well, the thing is that Sabrina wrote this absolutely beautiful letter. She sent it to me, and I was just totally shocked and enamored with it. I could never write anything like that. And it came from the heart, and it talked. I can't even begin to explain it. It was so beautiful. And I asked her, can I read this on the air? And she said, yes. And so I read it on the air. And please go and listen to it being read on the air. Then I asked her afterwards if people tuning in and listening to this, can they use this? It's an awesome template if you're just coming out. If you have a rough spot you got to get over, and I'll try to help you to get from A to B. This is a beautiful thing to do. Go and listen to it. It's a wonderful template that you'd want to keep for the rest of your life. Yes. And, the emotions that we all feel pretty much go from A to Z. But when you start, I just want to say this, get off back to this for a moment, that I started off cross-dressing in my later life, and I wanted the short skirts, and I did all that stuff. But I found that just about every single cross-dresser goes through an evolution until you find that right sweet spot that works for you as an individual. And it's all okay. And you think about, you're going to go through basically a girl's to woman's life in supersonic, because it's going to go real quick. And to get you through all this, you haven't experienced these things. You never had the experience of a teenage girl and a short skirt, and she's this hot, cute thing. Yeah, that's a wonderful phase of life, but women go through this also. It's normal. It's okay. All right? So don't jump into one thing thinking this is the final. Look at it in a greater sense of yourself. It's about you and your expressions of the beauty that lives within you. You're a wonderful, beautiful, kind person, and let all that out.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I just talked about appropriateness, and if there's safety, right? And there's going out in public. But if your heart is burning for a mini skirt, or you're drawn to this or that, it's not my job to say, you know what? No, it's not my job. I'm here to meet you at the process, to work with your intention. If it is to go outside, then I have some opinions. But at the end of the day, you're designing. You're a part of this process. So I love what you said about the writing. And I will definitely check out that YouTube. I think writing is so healing, and I often have clients get a journal and just write from their female self, and it really helps take off some of that shame that lives inside and sort things out. So I love that you mentioned writing a poem, or that there's a writer out there.
I think even writing a letter from your femme self to your male self, okay?
Yeah.
And it can be very healing to people that have you felt has hurt you really bad in the past. Write a letter to them, even though you don't have to post it. In my case, they've already passed away, my parents, and but I still wrote it, and then write a letter back. I'll tell you, the letter I wrote back from my dad to me, that sucker was just totally drenched in tears, but it freed me. We're talking about freeing yourself here. And Julie's helping you walk to that freedom. It's all part of the same process, and getting you there, doing it right, so you can feel like, yes, I've walked the right path through this, and now I find my true self.
And you know what else is really important work is writing a letter to your inner child. So writing a letter to that young part of you that still is projecting these tapes of wrong, bad, shameful, all these things, and just write a letter, you as their protector, and just say, this is a part of you. I see you. I hear you. I'm going to take care of you. You want to wear a skirt? Let's do that. and it's safe and it's good and you're loved.
Yes. It is liberating to you. You will liberate yourself from a lot of the fears, a lot of the pain. You know, it may not be an end all real quick, but it is definitely a giant step in the right direction to help doing that. The experience that you'll feel, just pour your heart out. That's what it is, between you and the paper. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, you can, like I saved mine for years. The thing was all old and wrinkled, and the ink ran and everything else. But it reminded me of that moment that I felt free. I felt liberated. And my heart then went back to my dad, and I prayed to him in heaven, and it's so liberating. I mean, I'm starting to tear up, but anyway.
Julie,
yeah.
Before we have to wrap up the show, I wanted to ask you, if someone is out there that is debating about your service, whether they are a transgender or a cross-dresser, and they're like, I don't know if I really want to do this, or this is for me, what would your message be to them for those people that are kind of on the fence?
I think that when we're kind of wondering about something, but we're really afraid, we should lean into it and go for it, and then just get in touch and get to know me. Then you can decide. So the consultation part is free. See if this is someone that you want to go on this journey with. And the truth of the matter is I want what you want. I don't want you in the closet. I want to help you move forward with your goals. And that's, at the end of the day, what our intention is to build confidence, self-worth, and just the idea that you're not wrong. You're not bad. There's not something about you that's horrible. You're beautiful. You're wonderful, and you deserve to live in your fullest expression with care and kindness. And that's all I wish for the individuals that work with me, that book a lookbook, that book some individual coaching, is that you're worth it. And the more you keep all this inside, the less likely you will be to ever be free and to ever own your goodness.
I have a question. Everybody wants to talk. It's an all talk. Hey, Julie, have you ever thought of a side business of trying to make lesbians and the more butcher types, dress appropriately or find the right styles? Because we're built differently. I'm not built like the normal gal. I mean, I have no waist, no hips. I ain't got breeder hips. And, a lot of us just don't know how to dress properly for the professional world. Have you ever thought about a little side business there, helping some of us to look a little more in tune without standing out so strongly as, wow, you are wearing men's pants? That's
So before 2020, we had a huge, we love the LGBTQ community. We were open to styling all people, cis women, all types. And we found that our heart was just coming back to the cross-dressers and the trans individuals, because everyone needs help in terms of most people have trouble finding clothes that work for their body, items that fit. It's hard for most people. But when it comes to cross-dressing, men, non-transitioning cross-dressers and transgender women, it's like a lifeline. You're
right. Yeah. I get you. And that's good though, because you're basically saying, this is where our heart is, and the rest, there are services for other folks, which is fine. When we go to Patreon, I want to ask you a couple of questions with regards to how to properly get your measurements as a guy to wear girls' clothes. But I want to take that over to Patreon. What do you think about that?
That'd be great.
I like that idea too. I do want to ask Julie, there are a lot of couples out there, and she is more of a t-shirt and jean gal. And now he comes out, I want to wear this pretty this and that, and she may feel like, I don't know what to do. because I like my t-shirts and jeans. Can you help her to help him or help them as a couple so that when she's with him in a mall or something, she then will get a little more information and say, that according to Julie doesn't work as well as that over there. So
Sure.
she could help him, and she may feel a bit lost in trying to help him.
Yes, that's totally possible. And I have done it in the past where I've met with the spouse, and it has been this lovely kind of shopping experience, especially with the online shopping being the way to go. The couple would, sit down together and look at all the clothes and take from it all the styling tips and inspiration from it, and then they'd use it together to help the crossdresser with the clothes. And yeah, it's a dime a dozen, but when it does happen, it's changing. It's a game changer. And I know we both support couples. We want them to be comfortable. We want to have the spouses be a part of it. Unfortunately, it's not being seen enough as I would like, and I know as much as you would like. But in terms of what Melissa asked and a little about what you asked, we don't turn anyone away. So if someone was to book a lookbook that is a cis female, that is, needs help with their style, we don't turn away. We just feel that crossdressers, with the clients we've chose to be our little niche, there is a need. There is a kind of survival need that takes priority in our mind over the general public. So we will continue to rally for this population. And crossdressers, come find me. Come find us at Fox and Hanger, for sure.
Well, you're totally awesome. And what you do is awesome. You have a heart as big as Texas or whatever they say. And reaching out, helping people, especially, you're far more aware of the pain and the shame and all, because you're closely associated with it, and you've had levels of that in your own life. And so you can relate to us. And that's one of the keys. The goodness in you, the love in you, the givingness of you. It's not about the money you make or the products you sell or the whatever. It's not that corporate whatever. It is soul to soul connections. And this is what I want our audience to understand. This is where true life and true beauty exists. And Julie, you exude it all.
Thank you. That's so kind. Thank you. You do too. That's why I'm serious. That's why I love coming to this place, because it feels like home, and it feels like a place where I can truly reach the audience of my dreams.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to say au revoir to our audience. We're going to go over to the Patreon side and do a few little things over there. It's going to be fun. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you subscribe, you're automatically in the drawing to get all these potentially gift cards from all over the place, all kinds of stuff. We have over $1,000 already of gift cards and all. That doesn't go in even, I didn't even figure in, the cost of what you're contributing or what is over with Savannah Hawk and her signed books from the author herself, which is just amazing. There's so many things coming in. It is truly amazing what's going on here. But this is all coming together for you, the crossdresser, and for the wife who wants to support or understand. We want to keep your marriages together and have a greater understanding, and so that you guys have a beautiful life ahead. That's what it's all about. True life is in here. True love is in here. The richness of the universe is right here. You can take your gold, give me this in here. Gold's nice. Okay. But anyway, you all, and Elizabeth.
Miss Julie.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Julie.
Thanks,
Elizabeth.
Forget, guys, free consultation doesn't cost you a thing. Catch her at foxandhanger.com.
Thank you.
That's right.
Hashtag lookbook.
Yeah. Okay. Good night.